Hello. So today I'm going to be doing a reading for the week of August 26th through September 1st. And I just kind of wanted to start off today with the full moon is here, full moon in Pisces, and it just feels very watery and emotional, and just feeling the need to make sure you repeat the mantra when you feel upset, or allow yourself to feel your emotions, but this is the tip for visualization, which is huge for me. I'm big into using my imagination I'm into using my mind to control my feelings, basically. So, like I said, this energy is just very emotional, so it's gonna feel like we want to be nurtured and soothed, and this can make us go for food, or whatever our addictions are, whatever comforts us, or going to other people, distracting ourselves by being around other people. So there's going to be a lot of avoiding the self, avoiding being alone. So it's very important to take the time alone. And one thing that I practice is, because I've felt the emotions too, but I'm a master of my emotions now. So like I said, I use my mind to take control back over my emotions, because sometimes our emotions can make us lose control of our minds, and then we spiral with our thoughts, and we come up with the worst scenario, and then we drive ourselves into anxiety, we literally drive ourselves mad. And so I've been, when I find myself getting caught up in my head, I just close my eyes, focus on my third eye chakra, take a deep breath. I like to hold, and I can feel my life force energy, and then I release. And then I focus on my breath, just regular breathing. I like to turn my hearing inward, and I focus on my heart. I can hear my heartbeat and my heart chakra. This keeps me a little bit grounded. And then I repeat the mantra, all is well. And I repeat this mantra until I feel safe. And while I'm doing that, I also visualize myself being cradled, or held, imagine being in your mother's arms, or a baby being comforted. So I do that, and I begin to calm myself. So it's about self-soothing ourselves, and bringing ourselves back to the present moment. And basically it's we're learning to re-parent ourselves, and nurture ourselves, and be that mother for ourselves when we don't have somebody else to hold us or take care of us, because we're adults. So but it's about learning to and then as you repeat all is well, you'll start to feel this calmness inside of you. The feminine energy is more of a calm strength. So as you feel the emotions, as you feel and allow yourself to cry while you're meditating, or allow yourself to cry while you're visualizing yourself being held, and wrap your arms around yourself, and like I said, repeat the mantra, all is well. I'm being told to be very specific about that. Repeat the mantra, all is well, because all is well. And like I said, sometimes our emotions can just get the best of us, and then we allow the emotions to take control over how we feel, but we use our thoughts to control how we feel in our body. So it's just about becoming aware and allowing yourself to feel what you feel, and nurturing yourself. So that's just my little tip for the day before I start this reading. So like I said, this is going to be a reading for August 26th through September 1st. And it's a collective reading, so this just reaches, I set the intention that it reaches whoever it reaches, whenever it's supposed to reach them. And it is not limited to the week of August 26th through September 1st. If you come across this message and information resonates for you, it is meant for you, no matter what week it is. And so I'll just go ahead and get started. So what do we need to know the week of August 26th through September 1st? Okay. So the first deck I used was Wisdom of the Oracle. And I'm going to use 3 different decks today. So next I'm going to be using Energy Oracle. Need to know this week. All right, and then lastly, I'm going to be using Nature's Whispers. Some messages for week of August 26th through September 1st. Okay, so to get started, the first card I pulled, which I pulled this card last week too, is Mending. And I pulled Mending with, to clarify, the root chakra in reverse. So what I feel from that is just like we're learning to, and then under the deck I pulled Milk and Honey from this deck in reverse, and I also pulled Envy. Well, it was under the deck, so both those are tied to like abundance and money and lack, and so I feel like that's what we're healing right now, is we're healing that root chakra. So the root chakra would be like our foundation, our sense of stability, our finances, our health. And so what I feel here is like a lot of things are going to be coming up. Like I've mentioned this before, like creating a situation where like a financial hardship, or creating like health problems at this time. Like I feel like health problems are really going to be flared up, especially just in our country. We have a lot of, we talk ourselves into our health, and sometimes a lot of times people's like health and their ailments become their identity. And there's a lot of people on medication. There's a lot of people just suffering from disease in our country. And this comes with repressing our emotions, which causes like disharmony in our body. And so especially in our country, because we're consumers, we've been taught to consume. And so then when we repress our emotions and then we form an addiction, that causes disease in the body, dis-ease. So it causes like disruption in the body, and it comes in. So when we repress these emotions, or we don't deal with things that are like more deeply rooted, and we don't allow ourselves to feel like our anger, if we don't allow ourselves to feel our shame and our guilt, those lower frequency feelings, those lower vibration feelings, then they get stuck inside of us. And then generally we form an addiction to learn how to cope with that, like smoking or drinking or eating, and so then this causes harm to our bodies. So I feel like we're learning to notice where we are telling ourselves, because what comes up, the next two cards I pulled were poised in reverse with deceit. So I've been pulling deceit a lot lately too in these readings. So I feel like it's like recognizing where we're lying to ourselves, where we're telling ourselves, like just little lies, like, sorry, I'm just like where we don't believe that we're worthy, or like I'm just feeling the sense of lack again, which came up last week too. So I feel like we're still dealing with that. And with the root chakra in reverse, like I feel like this has to do with, like, especially in our country, I'm just very tied to our country, scarcity, and not having enough, and holding on too tightly to things, especially money, or I'm just really, holding on to things, and they're keeping us stuck. So like, and we're lying to ourselves, like, I feel like people are telling themselves they're happy or they feel fulfilled, but they really don't. Like the things that used to make them feel fulfilled just aren't cutting it anymore. Like people are still feeling this sense of lack, this sense of unworthy, this sense of not enough. And it's the mentality. It's the, it's about changing the way that it's about retraining your mind by talking to yourself differently, by telling yourself that you are enough, that you have enough. And I feel like people are just holding on too tightly, and the more you hold on, the more it's going to feel like things are slipping away from you. So because you're sending out the opposite of what you want, and so you're using the law of attraction because you don't want to let go, or because you don't want to move forward, is what I hear. Like something is going to be like, it's going to drop away. And I feel like with the poison reverse, it's just saying like, you have to accept where you are, like accept that you're not ready to move forward. And I feel like it's just about like recognizing those lies and recognizing, so being where you are and like feeling really uncomfortable. Like that's what it feels like. I feel that way too. It's like feels really uncomfortable, but right now, and that's why I said like, don't try to avoid being alone. Don't try, like be alone so you can recognize where you're lying to yourself, where you're keeping yourself stuck, where you're telling yourself you're not enough, because we think that it's coming from like relationships, because this door to romance card came up. And so I feel like this has to do with relationships a lot. And I just feel like relationships are coming up, definitely because our souls are wanting more of a soul connection and not a material connection, which comes with this. And so we're really learning how to shift our perceptions and our views around money, and not tying our self-worth and not tying our value to like how much money is in our bank account, or the kind of house that we have, or the kind of car that we drive, or the things that we have in our homes. Like, we're kind of like using these to like show other people like, hey, look at me, like I'm doing good, like I'm happy because I have money. And that's just a lie. So I feel like that's what's coming up. It's not about beating yourself up or blaming yourself. It's just about recognizing where you've done it and where you've like compromised your integrity to make other people see you as happy, or just like acting in a way that makes other people believe that you have it all together or that you're happy all the time. And like, that's just a lie. Like people are going through some hard stuff, and like repressed emotions are coming up. And the more we push these down, the more we're going to create disease in our bodies, and the more we're going to want to distract ourselves from actually dealing with them. With the Door to Romance card, the card I pulled with it was Breathe in Reverse. So this card speaks to like getting out of your own way, kind of, and making the effort. And what I feel with this is, because this is like a huge thing for me, and I'm going to be teaching more about this, but I'll be teaching I'll be posting some videos about divine romance. So what we expect, usually we expect somebody else to like make us feel good about ourselves, and somebody else to take care of us and make us feel better about ourselves. And the truth is that we have to do it ourselves. So I'll be teaching more about how I like romanced myself, how I became my own lover. And that's really what it's about. So I feel like this is like, this talks about like making the effort to make the change, do something different. So what do you need to do differently to attract this romance, to attract this love that I feel like so many souls are seeking, and opening up to, like, even if you're with somebody and you're just wanting to like deepen the connection, or like you feel like you're attracted to them on a soul level, like you feel it in your soul that they're meant for you, but the like intimacy isn't there, and it's because you're like karmic soulmates, and so you came here to act out a lot of like codependency, and so your childhood wounding and your past life wounding is getting in the way of you diving deeper into a relationship, of opening up and growing, is really what we came here to do. And like what I came here to do is be an example of what God intended relationships to be. And so right now, like, I'm just like dating myself, loving myself, like just treating myself how I would want a lover to treat me. And by doing that, you're attracting. So you'll mirror it in your partner, or you'll end up meeting your partner. So as you raise your vibration, as you heal yourself, as you raise your vibration within, like, you're actually attracting not just your romantic soul partner, but like your soul family, your tribe. You know, your tribe attracts your tribe. And so I feel like that's coming up, and it's like about making, because we want somebody else to take care of us. That's what I feel like right now, especially with this watery emotions moon, full moon, is like, we're going to want somebody else to comfort us. We're going to want somebody else to say, hey, you can do this. You can make it through, you know. And the fact is that the other person is probably struggling immensely, and they can't do it for you. So what we have to learn is to do it for ourselves. And so I spent a lot of time doing that. And so, like I said, I'll be teaching more about that. So under the deck was Milk and Honey in reverse, and Envy, the other deck. And so I feel like it may feel like your abundance is like slipping away, or like actually I'm going to read that card, the abundance in reverse, or the Milk and Honey in reverse. A nameless unease compels you to turn to pleasure and comfort as a means to escape what's really going on. It works in the moment, but only fleetingly. Before the feelings return and you need to re-up until you're exhausted, feeling worse than before, you may continue struggling, or you may see the light and choose to surrender to spirit. Now is the time for practicing extreme self-care. If you can, do so before you engage in behaviors you'll regret later. You are so loved, so cared for. Feel love and compassion for yourself. Turn your troubles over to the divine for healing. That's all that counts right now. Well, that was on point. So like I said, like with the addictions and like feeling alone, like you're going to want to turn to those things that make you, it's self-gratifying, and it's immediate gratification. So it'll feel really good once you like when you eat that food. This actually just happened to me last night. So I was kind of feeling a little emotional and I wanted to go eat. So I was like going to make myself like some pasta, and like I go for carbs like when I want to eat emotionally. So that was like a huge dinger. And then like I wasn't allowing myself to feel my emotions. Like I was kind of feeling like unease, like this card said, but I wasn't like allowing myself to feel it. So I was like in the kitchen cooking, and all of a sudden like I started to like pace back and forth as I waited for my water to boil, and then like I started like crying. And then all these things started to come up, and I like picked up the pan, dumped it out, and like put all my stuff away, and like went and laid down and cried. And I felt so much better. And then like as I cried, like I started to understand, and spirit showed me, well, this is what you're still holding on to. So like I just needed to get those emotions out. So it was like so clear to me, like where I was going for food, because like I have had a food addiction. So like beating that and like working through that has been really challenging. And so like it's awesome to see where I can like notice now where I do that. So yes, that card was perfect. And the envy, and like it's like she like in this card, like she doesn't see, like it's like she's longing for something more, but she's not satisfied with like these pearls she has like right here in that bowl. Like she's not satisfied with what she has right here right now. She's like longing for more, and thinks that what's out there is better than what's in here. And like I said, and like it's gonna be hard to like you'll see people and like they might be faking, they might be lying, that they're happy and they have like all this money, or they have these things that you wish that you had right now. Maybe you wish you had a bigger house, maybe you wish you had a nicer car, but don't envy those people, because just because they have those things doesn't mean that they're any better, doesn't mean that their life is good. It just means that it looks better. And like I said, I posted a video before, it's like our senses, so like our eyesight especially, can be deceived, that can be deceived, but energy does not lie. So you can look at somebody and maybe they do have lots of money, but you can tell that they're not happy, they're miserable on the inside, And so it's about recognizing, like once you become more aware of like where you lie to yourself, and you become more aware of your own energy, you'll notice that in other people's energies, like where they're lying, like, and you're just like, okay. So like, and it's not like you have to like call them out on it. You're just like, obviously they're dealing with some stuff that they don't want to like they're just in denial, right? And so it's just about like knowing that like right now you're not ready to move forward. I do feel like it's like this momentary pause, but there's no need to worry is what I hear. Like there's a pause, but it's for a purpose. And I feel like it's just to recognize where you're like self-indulging, or like where you want to like comfort yourself. Just like that card said, that was just so perfect. It's like you want to comfort yourself because you're just in that moment, you just feel really uncomfortable, just like I felt last night, and I wanted to cry, but I didn't allow myself to cry. So then I was going to go make some food. And then as I allowed myself to cry, the urge to eat went away. And it's like, okay, Ashley, like, so just becoming very aware. Like I'm just becoming even more like this energy is like just on a whole nother like level of awareness. So we're all like, there's mass awakening happening. And so I began to awaken about a year and a half ago. And so it's like I'm awakening again, but on another level. So I'm just kind of teaching what I've gone through the last year and a half. Like I said, I'll be teaching more. I'm so excited about this, about the divine romance, and like becoming your own lover, becoming your own mother, your own father, your own child, your own best friend. Like, so I have a lot to share about that. So you can definitely keep and look out for that for sure. So the last 3 cards that I pulled from Nature's Whispers, under the deck, I feel like this one is important. So the big picture. I just feel like this is seeing things from a higher perspective, and like just seeing things from a like broadening your horizons, opening your mind. Not just believing things you've been taught from society, or believing things you've been taught from your family, and actually opening your mind to like other possibilities. And so the cards, and I love these last cards, and I love this deck because the artwork is pretty and the messages are beautiful. So this is Keep Your Dreams Alive. So I just feel like a lot of people have been like seeing visions of their future, or like what they, what they want for their future, like they're feeling it, like there's this tug in your heart, and that is the divine, that is your soul, and it's your soul's purpose. So souls are awakening to their purpose, and they're wanting to pursue their purpose. But like with this card, it's not time to move forward yet. Recognize where you're still lying to yourself, where you're keeping yourself stuck, where you're sabotaging your own happiness. And so, like, keep your dreams alive. Like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, like doing visualizations, kind of just take some time to be quiet, be alone, no sounds, close your eyes, and just like imagine like your brightest future. Imagine your dreams coming to life, and you'll start to feel how you'll feel when you get them in your body. So then when you feel that feeling and you're imagining and you see it, and you feel that feeling in your body, hold that feeling with you in every moment of life is basically what we are training ourselves to do. And we do that by our mind. So let's say you get into a spot where you're feeling very anxious, and try to go back in that moment and think of that dream you have. So think about it until you start to feel it. So then you pull yourself out of your anxiety. Because I feel like a lot of anxiety attacks are coming up, a lot of paranoia, just a lot of mental, because like I said, our emotions are heightened. And so this can start to make our brains feel out of control. And our minds love to be in control, but it's about releasing control to the divine, allowing ourselves to kind of move through the emotions. And then the next card, this is my favorite, maintain your childlike spirit. So like if you think about as a child and you think about dreaming and you think about they have like open minds and they believe the best is yet to come, and like it's the wonder, it's the magic, it's the love, and it's the belief that things work out, So keep that, like play like she's swinging in this photo, like go to the park, play with your kids, do what you like to do as a child. Maybe you like to draw, or maybe you like to color or paint or sing and dance. I love to sing and dance. Whatever you like to do as a child, whatever keeps your spirits up, and it's like about raising your vibration. So doing things you enjoy, and incorporating those things. Sometimes we can get home from work and we're like, oh, I'm too tired to do anything. But it's about that mind, and this is like about creating your own laziness and using your mind to create laziness, and that keeps you stuck. It's a form of self-sabotage, which keeps you from romancing yourself, which keeps you from loving yourself, which keeps you from accessing that joy within yourself, which ends up attracting your romantic partner, if that's what you're seeking, or if you're wanting to go deeper into a connection that you have already formed. Like it's about keeping that joy within you all the time, so that other person doesn't feel the responsibility to make you happy. Yes, your partner could make you really happy, but what if they go? What if they left, or what if you had to separate for a while? What if they were gone for a while? Could you still be happy without them? If your answer is no, then it's about creating your own joy. So then when they come, your joy is just amplified. So you're already happy, and then they come, and then it's just amplified. And like, it's like even 10 times, you're 10 times more happy, but it's first about becoming happy within, because then you're not expecting somebody else to make you happy. And then when they don't, then you don't feel disappointed, because you know how to provide for yourself. And this root chakra is about providing. It's about stability. And I believe that providing comes from an inner stability. It's a providing like emotional stability, providing, your own mental stability, your own happiness, your own joy, like accessing that. And that starts the stable foundation for abundance to come to you, to attract abundance into your life, to create and attract financial abundance. So I feel like, because probably a lot of people's minds are worried about money. That comes up with the root chakra healing. It's just a huge karmic lesson that we're learning in our country. And so like I said, the more you worry about your money, the more you worry about your financial health. You're saying, bring me more sickness, bring me more lack, bring me more of this suffering. But if you can look at it and you can change the way you see it, and you can see that you have everything you need right now, maybe start minimalizing, start selling your stuff. The less stuff you have in your house, the less anxiety you have, the more money you have. Get rid of some of your clothes, donate, just start like selling things that you do not need, and then you're getting more money, you know, like sell things that you don't need, and then you're making money, and you're clearing your space, because when you clear your space in your home, when you clear yourself, like especially in your bedroom, like in your living room, just everywhere, you know, it opens so much space in your mind. Like it does wonders. I love the minimalists. They help me so much, like just like reading their blog and their posts, and their documentary on Netflix is awesome. So I highly recommend that. So, and the last card, which I feel is perfect, is Catch Your Breath. So I feel like this is just time to, like I said, I feel like there is like a momentary pause, and it's just like things were kind of like moving really fast, and we were kind of like with all the retrogrades, it was like we were revisiting things, and there was just a lot going on. And so now, like, most of the retrogrades have gone back, and this full moon, we're going to release a lot. And so, and like with the full moon, you can start to feel very like, third eye will start to feel like you might have a headache right here. Just like we're 70% like water. And, you know, the moon affects the tides of the ocean, so it definitely affects us. And like with all the eclipses that we've had, and like we're just kind of in this momentary pause. Like I feel, like I said, catch your breath, catch up to yourself, take time to nurture yourself, take care of yourself. I mentioned in my daily reading yesterday about cleansing your space, being around, setting boundaries. Like there are people like that are going to try to suck down your energy because they are envious of you, you know, especially if you have a very attractive light, if you are a light worker, if you're very empathetic, if you're very loving and very like sensitive. These people came into your life to teach you to take your power back. So you can look at them as, they're driving me crazy, I can't stand them. Or you can say, okay, you're teaching me how to set boundaries and how to say no. So no, I will not hang out with you today. No, I will not listen to your drama. No, no, no. And it is okay to say no. That was a huge lesson for me. I'm very like sensitive. I love to help people, you know, but it's about learning to fill your own cup. Fill your own cup. Fill your own cup, and don't drain it for everybody else. Just because like you can, once you fill your own cup, then you can start, like, you never feel empty, and so you can give and give and give, but you're the one that's supplying your own cup. You're filling your own cup, and so you don't need somebody else to fill it. You're filling it, and it just overflows because you have so much, you know, and then you can give, and you don't have to worry about like, and that leaves you open to like receiving too. So just take some time to clear your space, do some meditations, take some time for yourself, nurture yourself, practice some visualizations, hold those feelings, nurture yourself, hold yourself, try not to look to, and not that you can't look to like the food or to the drugs or to the alcohol or whatever it is, to shopping, to spending money. Like those are things that make us feel good. Like it's that momentary satisfaction, you know, but then when, you know, you get home and after you spent like hundreds of dollars at the store, like that feeling goes away. Yeah, it felt really good. It was thrilling then, you know, it felt really good, you know, but then you get home and you're like that feeling went away. Or you eat the food and you feel really good while you eat it, you know, like, this is so delicious. And then when it's gone, you're like, oh, it's gone. Like, now what do I have to look forward to? It's about creating your own happiness, and just recognizing right now where you're like relying on other things to make you happy, whether it be people, whether it be substances, like whatever it is. So I feel like we're just mending that and becoming our own stability, learning to trust ourselves again. And so I feel like that's all I have to say today. So I hope that was helpful, and I hope you have a wonderful week, and sending lots of love and calming energy to you.